Hello my friend, welcome to Breakfast with Sergio. In this episode, I want to talk to you about the top 4 mistakes artists are making on Instagram. The top 4 mistakes artists make on Instagram. My friend, Happy New Year. This is the very first episode of 2019. Very first episode. It's pretty dark outside here in Chicago today. But regardless, I'm here and I'm ready for you to give you this awesome advice, which by the way, the first month of January, I'm going to be doing a lot of episodes on social media marketing. So you don't want to miss them. I want to give you a great start for your career in 2019. Well, my friend, what's on my plate this morning? My first breakfast of 2019 here on Breakfast with Sergio. I have it's one slice in half, delicious bagel from the Bagler's Coffee House in Chicago. The Bagler's Coffee House makes the best bagels in the city, made every night. So they're always fresh, first thing in the morning when you go and you stop by. So make sure you check them out. They are in Lincoln Park, again, the Bagler's Coffee House, which is providing today's awesome, delicious breakfast here on my plate. My friend, let me tell you about Instagram. Instagram, I think, is the number one platform you really want to master in 2019. If you had to choose one social media platform to focus on, make it Instagram. It is really relevant. It is visual. It's perfectly made for artists. So it's definitely, Instagram itself is kind of like a search engine where if you use hashtags, people can find you. It's just a great way to get your art out there. So my friend, I want to give you the top 4 mistakes artists make on Instagram really quickly, so that after this episode, you're going to go to your Instagram and you're going to make some changes to get a great start in 2019. Well, the very first one is that artists may have a poor profile on their Instagram. And I see this all the time because I follow a lot of artists. I'm always on Instagram looking for artists, as well as, since I'm also a curator, not only an artist myself, I'm always looking for art. And one of the main kind of problems or mistakes I see artists make is that their profile is poor. They don't have a profile that's worth following. They don't have a profile that is interesting, that's insightful, that invites someone to follow them. So you gotta fix that first. And I actually made an episode back in 2018, just a few weeks ago, on give you some examples of what you can do with your profile on Instagram. So if you missed it, go back and check it out. Just go to YouTube, look for Sergio Gomez Breakfast with Sergio, and comma Instagram profile, and you will find it, my friend. You don't want to miss that episode. But if you are not interested in your description of your page there or on your Instagram, if it's not inviting for the viewer, no wonder people go and in 3 seconds they decide whether they're gonna follow you or not, and they may just skip it. A lot of artists, a lot of times they don't have anything. It's just their name. So there is really doesn't give any insight about who you are or what is it that you do as an artist. So check it out, and you want to make sure that your Instagram profile is nicely done, is really thoughtful, spend really time thinking about it, and you can try different ones and see which ones you are happy with. And look for some accounts that are of artists that you really look at, that have big accounts, and see what they're doing on their profile. You learn a lot from watching other people as well. So that's the first one, first big mistake, poor profile on Instagram. Second one is that their page is confusing, meaning you don't know exactly what they do. So that's one of the biggest mistakes artists make on Instagram, is that when you land on the page, on their profile, I should say, and as you scroll, you only have like 2-3 seconds to decide, am I going to follow this person, yes or no? And if the first few posts are confusing, not really exactly understanding what is it that you do as an artist, then most people are not going to follow you. There's no theme, there's no topic, there's no consistency in your post. One post is you and your cat, and the next post is you making some sort of art, and the next post you are having lunch with someone. So what is it that you do? What is that visual that you have to offer to the world through your Instagram? Think of it as your Instagram is like your portfolio online that most people today are using to find you. So pay attention to your post. Think about it this way: if somebody lands on it in 2-3 seconds, will they have an idea of what is it that I make as an artist? What is it that I do? And if the answer is, well, I'm not sure, then go and check it right after this episode and delete some posts. Maybe you have some posts there that were fun at the moment, but they're not really useful anymore. They're not helping you in any way. So go and delete that. Because remember, you have stories, Instagram stories. You can always have fun with Instagram stories. That's where you can share some of your daily activity, some of your daily life, some of the things that might not be, exactly what you may want on your wall, but you still want to share, So you can do that in stories, because remember, stories on Instagram are gone in 24 hours. So that's the best place to share your life as an artist, is on stories, and then dedicate your wall really to your portfolio, to the best of the best that you are doing as an artist. So that's the second one. Third mistake artists make on Instagram is that they're not engaged. They're not engaged. They go, they post, and they leave, then they don't come back until 2-3 days later. So there's no engagement. They post something and the text is not engaged. Sometimes I see artists that just go, post their image, just put the title, medium, and boom, and bunch of hashtags or no hashtags, and then they go. And so there's no engagement. There's no reason for anyone to really engage with you in conversation or in comments. There's nothing to read, nothing to really comment on, other than maybe a quick like, but it's not worth following, because there's no engagement. It looks like, the artist is not present. Artist is not there. So, that's another big mistake. If you want to grow your Instagram in 2019, you gotta be engaged. You gotta be there. You gotta be engaged. I don't mean that you have to do that 24/7. You can schedule different times during the day to stop by your Instagram and just check if there are comments, talk to people, and be engaged in your posts, in your comments as well, and in your stories. That's the main thing about Instagram that you want to do as an artist. All right, then the last one, the fourth mistake, biggest mistake artists make on Instagram, is that there's no consistency. There's no consistency. In other words, you go there, you post one time a week, and then you disappear, or you post one time every couple weeks, or maybe you have, sometimes you come in, you post like 5-6 pictures, and then you're gone for 2-3 weeks. So no wonder, people don't engage with you, they don't follow you, there's no consistency. You want to be consistent, and consistency means different things to different people, depending on your schedule, how busy you are, and how much attention you want to give to your Instagram account. But, you want to post consistently, maybe once a week for, maybe the 5 days of the week, or maybe at least 3-4 times a week, so that you are there, so that your presence is seen on the platform. So my friends, these are the 4 biggest mistakes artists make on Instagram, and I hope you don't make those mistakes in 2019. If you want to grow your Instagram account, if you really want to get a stronger and better follow on Instagram, again, you're gonna, after this episode, you're gonna go and you're gonna fix your profile, make sure it's interesting, make sure it's worth following. You're going to go and check out your latest posts, make sure that they're not confusing, that in 2-3 seconds somebody can see exactly what is it that you do as an artist. And you're gonna make sure that you are engaged in your posts and your activity, and also you're gonna have consistency. Those 4 things, if you start 2019 with those 4 things in mind as you go to your Instagram account, you're gonna have a great time. So my friend, that's it for today. Please share this episode with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to my Facebook page as well. Follow me on Instagram at Sergio Gomez Projects. And if you are up for some awesome bagels in Chicago, stop by the Bagler's Coffee House, where you'll find the best bagels in the city. Well, my friends, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode of Breakfast with Sergio. Goodbye. This looks so good.